Hi, this is Eric Muss-Barnes, and I started California Girls Skateboards. And to give you an idea of some of the history behind it and where the idea came from, it basically started because I wanted to come up with a way to create my own custom skateboard. And I had already done this actually with a longboard. And the longboard turned out so cool and I was so happy with it that I wanted to make other kinds of boards, you know, pool boards and short boards and things like that. So I started thinking, well, what could I do? I mean, what kind of customized board could I make? Well, I've done photography for a very long time, so I thought, okay, well, I'll put some of my photography, you know, on a board. That could probably be pretty neat. Then the question arose, well, okay, what kind of photography? What sort of image would I want to do? And the thing that I came up with was I was thinking about when I first started skating in the 80s. And one of my favorite decks, which I actually never owned one, but I always wanted one, it was a Vision Aggressor 2. And the reason that I loved the Vision deck so much was because it had a picture of a girl, of this model, and it was just a close-up of her face. And it looked really cool, and it was all, you know, in neon, like crazy, you know, 80s colors. And nobody else made a board like that. Every other board had, you know, always the really aggressive kind of graphics, always, you know, monsters and skulls, and you know, that was cool, and I had a board like that myself, but the Vision board was really neat, you know, because it had this hot girl on it. There you go. There's where the other idea came from. I thought, hey, I've done a lot of photography. What do I want to use as a photo? Started thinking about the Vision board, so it was like, this is it. This is perfect. Why don't I take pictures of models that I have known over the years and put them on skateboards? So that's how the whole idea came about. And I knew that when I did it, I wanted it to be something, though, that was, you know, very tasteful. I didn't want it to be tacky, and I didn't want it to be crass. I didn't want these images to be obnoxious, you know. I wanted it to be happy and fun and California sunshine. So every time I was taking these pictures, every time I would get together with the models, I kept telling them, you know, think of like Annette Funicello. You know, she is sort of the ideal that embodies the goal that I am striving for. And of course, none of the models knew who the heck Annette Funicello was. But you can look her up online if you don't know who she is. The whole point was that Annette was always very wholesome and very decent, and yet she was really pretty and very alluring. And that was exactly what I was striving for when I created California Girls Skateboards. So, there you go. There's a very brief little history of how everything got started, where the ideas came from, and here we go. Now, the rest, as they say, is history.